The federal election campaign has crossed the halfway mark, congratulations, with much of the discussion today about childcare. But as has been the common theme of this campaign, the issue is how each party will pay for its policies. Let's go live to Parliament House, where our political reporter Matthew Doran joins me now live. Matthew, good afternoon. Bill Shorten has copped some criticism today for Labor's childcare plan. Has he given any indication on just how he's going to be paying for it?
Well, good afternoon to you, Kumi. Apart from saying it will happen before Election Day, not so much. Mr Shorten today announced $160 million to boost childcare services, and that follows the party's $3 billion promise yesterday to boost the childcare benefit and the childcare rebate from next year. Now, the coalition says the ALP can't afford to pay for the changes, and it's demanding that Labor reveal its full policy costings. But Mr Shorten maintains that the policies can be funded and that detail will come in due course. Here's some of what he had to say earlier.
The opposition I lead, the united opposition I lead, has changed the rules of political debate in this country over the last 12 months by putting forward our positive policies and explaining where we would make saves. Now, there's another 4 weeks to go in this election, so we haven't unveiled all of our policies. When we've unveiled all of our policies, at that point, we then will outline all of our final costings and measures.
And Matthew, the Prime Minister has defended the rollout of his party's childcare policy.
That's right. They may be some of the smallest Australians, but it's their parents that do vote. So this has become very much an election issue, with both parties putting forward changes to the childcare system. Malcolm Turnbull says a re-elected coalition government may introduce its childcare changes earlier than announced. Now, the opposition's funding boost for childcare would begin in January next year. That's 18 months ahead of the coalition's planned childcare fee changes. But Mr Turnbull says the timeline for his party's policy could be moved forward if the legislation, which is to change some of the family tax benefit payments, a key part to funding these changes, gets through the Parliament. Here's some of what he had to say.
And if we can start it earlier, then we will. But it will obviously, and Simon Birmingham made this point on the radio this morning, but it will obviously depend on the ability to get the legislation passed. We have a genuine reform package. It's a genuine reform package, and it is one that will provide the greatest support, considerably enhanced support to families on lower incomes.
And Matthew, there's been a bit of discussion around today about a tribute by Malcolm Turnbull to his father that appeared on social media. What's all that been about?
Well, this video was rolled out on Malcolm Turnbull's Facebook and Twitter accounts last night, and it's quite different to some of the other political advertising we've been seeing, which is selling Liberal and Labor policies or having a crack at the other side. It's quite a sentimental tribute to his relationship with his father, Bruce. Now, it's full of photos from his childhood and talks about the struggles his father faced raising him as a single parent after his mother left the family home. Now, a few of the eagle-eyed people here in our Parliament House Bureau noted its similarities to some advertising by Kevin Rudd back in 2007, and even the US President Bill Clinton in 1992. And our editor Damien Poromka cut together this little package showing just where some of those similarities lie.
Well, most of my childhood I spent with my dad.
This is the part of country Australia where my parents raised me.
I was born in a little town called Hope, Arkansas, 3 months after my father died.
He was a single father, and we lived together.
Like many of their generation, Mum and Dad didn't get much past primary school.
I remember that old two-story house where I lived with my grandparents. They had very limited incomes.
But they worked hard on the land and they raised a family.
We didn't have much money. He was a hotel broker, and for most of that time he was battling.
We all went to this local school, and by the standards of that time, we got a good education.
A father who was very strong, very loyal, and filled with love.
And I remember just thinking what an incredible country this was, that somebody like me, you know, had no money or anything, would be given the opportunity to meet the president.
He loved me more than anything on earth.
And of course, ending on that ubiquitous looking out the plane window pensively photo with a few examples there from Tony Abbott, Barack Obama, George Bush and Malcolm Turnbull. And it just goes to show that while some things do change in politics, a lot of things do stay the same. Kumi?
Thanks so much, Matthew Doran. Chat to you soon.